Hello guys, and welcome to episode 7 of my Total War Warhammer 2 playthrough, playing as Khemri on very hard difficulty. And today we're going to be moving on with Settra towards Khalida. We're most likely going to try and take them out at their stronghold. We have our two armies here, King Thutep and Settra the Imperishable, of course. So they're going to be travelling down together towards Khalida, and hopefully we'll be able to do the job. Let's get Settra to travel down to the Lost Plateau in the meantime. We'll jump in there. We also have our Necrotect a skill point, so let's make sure we level them up. I'm probably going to go for the increased mobility again in the army. That's probably a good shout. And then what we're going to do, once King Thutep has built up his army, we'll have him come down and attack Khalida with us. I might honestly cancel out building the Ashabti for now and the skeleton horseman archers, and sort of just have it so it's like 3 turns and we're done, because otherwise we'll be waiting a very long time and I don't really want to waste time if I don't have to. So it's a shame that we won't be getting our hands on the Ashabti straight up, but we'll just add an extra unit of spearmen there and an extra skeleton archer. As for the rest of our cash, we can build a building at Numas. We don't need any more public order here by the looks of things, so we can probably start to build a military building of some sort. Although I did want to upgrade to the Crypt Barracks so I could unlock more Nehekara warriors. So we'll do that at Khemri first of all, and that will lead on to Tomb Guard soon after. So that's very nice indeed. Also, before we move on to the next turn, I want to just quickly check our trade at the start of this episode. There is the potential to trade with Khalida, but we aren't going to. Still can't trade with the Knights of the Flame, even though they like us. That is a 5 total attitude there. The Knights of Origo, they might trade with us. Never mind. The Cells Retour.
A corpse with a question.
Deal won't. Forgebound, they are very weak right now, but I doubt they'll trade. Such a shame. What about Clan Moors? Okay, good. So we got another trade agreement in there. And the Bloodhall Coven. No. Ooh, we have access to Lothern.
You are an abomination, and yet I must hear. Understood.
They will take a trade agreement. That's very nice indeed.
Can I offer
and Tor Elisor all the way down here.
Live in very well.
Fantastic. This is great. We're finding loads more people to trade with. I'm glad I checked this.
The Empire. A weak order.
Interesting that they will take a non-aggression pact. Maybe we can sneak in a trade agreement with a non-aggression pact.
Prince
Nice.
of Elfwan, what requests have you, Nehekara? Unwise.
And I think that's as good as we're going to get. So we've improved our income even more. Trade is currently giving us 881. Not too shabby. Now, as we continue to upgrade our settlements, we will unlock the marble here. We will unlock the iron. Well, we've already unlocked the iron. We will get, for example, the salt maybe, the pottery. Although I doubt we'll get the pottery in Zandri, just because I'd like to keep the desert lookout there. Because that is pretty much my only port which is allowing me to trade at the moment. So it's pretty important that I hold on to that as long as I can. But with everything done, let's move on to the next turn. The Order of Lawmasters would like a non-aggression pact. I believe I'm going to decline that. Like, since we already have the trade agreement, there's no point in signing non-aggression pacts when we don't need to. So public order, +1 in the local province for Settra. Settra is in range to attack Khalida this turn. But I think what I'm going to do is just sort of move up close as I can. Do have to be careful of the trespassing though. Let's just move out of the settlement enough that we're closer to Khalida. Our Mount Arachnos going to be 2 more turns until King Thutep is ready to go. That's fine. Let's find something else to spend this cash on. I think we're going to put it towards the open graves here. Or even actually the quicksand swamp, because I'd like to move on to getting access to the sepulchral stalkers and Nehekara horsemen sooner than later. Also getting Necropolis Knights will be very, very fun indeed. I'm very looking forward to getting the higher tier units as a Tomb Kings, because so far all of the units have looked absolutely awesome. So we have 6 turns until we get a new army anyway. For the Mortuary Cult, we can get another army through this by getting 10,000 cash and 800 canopic jars, but I'm not sure that's going to happen anytime soon. I think for now I'm just going to save up the canopic jars so that I can get myself Rakash as the leader of a 3rd army. So that's what we're going to do. And again, I think that's everything done. I'm not sure the diplomacy would have changed much in 1 turn, so I'm not going to check that again straight away. The Knights of the Flame have been destroyed. So it will be 1 more turn until we're done with King Thutep. But we have got Evanescent Rift. A microscopic fissure has opened between the material world and the realm of chaos. It is a fleeting event, quite beneath the notice of even the gods, but potent enough to invigorate the Winds of Magic power reserve. Nice. So every turn at the moment we're just getting a little bit more cash, allowing me to upgrade things where I want to. I think it's probably a good idea to get the Salt Plane to level 3. So we're going to do that. And once we have done that, I'm going to get rid of this obelisk, most likely. We'll change that to the salt mine, and I will have a desert lookout here. So that's our cash spent. Our lord is not moved, but that doesn't matter. Might be worth having a quick check, just to see if we've discovered any new nations that I'm not already trading with. I don't think so. Let's just end the turn. And finally we can start to move on Kalecgzorn. It looks like at the moment as well, Kalecgzorn's army is well out the way, so that might serve us quite well. We don't want their trade agreement. Definitely not worth it for us. Okay. Let's get King Thutep down here. Gonna have him march all the way down next to Settra. And then next turn we can move him together with Settra towards Kalecgzorn. I'm not sure about moving Kalecgzorn into enemy territory this turn, just because I don't want to trigger the AI to move their army to defend Kalecgzorn. At the moment what's likely to happen is both of my armies here will come and attack Kalecgzorn, and this secondary army I think is just out of range to reinforce. So that will work out quite nicely if I just let that happen. Just got to look at where I want to spend this cash. Definitely worth upgrading at least one of these buildings. One of these settlements. Let's see, does the Springs of Eternal Life have a valuable resource? It does. Let's upgrade that first before upgrading any of the others. And we can move on to the next turn. So whilst we're ending these turns, we're slowly counting up the canopic jars, and hopefully by winning these battles with Kalecgzorn we can get ourselves a few more. But the whole idea of going down and attacking Kalecgzorn is not only to secure the province, it's also to get one step closer to getting the second Book of Nagash. Drying Rivers. The main tributary used for trade and transport of materials from one holy site to another is slowly drying out. The water level has now dropped to a dangerous level. What should be done, if anything, to prevent it from drying out completely? Dried up river reduces income from trade by 40% for 10 turns. Or we can get plus 80% income from trade. Wow. That's pretty nuts. I'm pretty sure we should spend our canopic jars to get that bonus. 3,000 a turn. I like that a lot. Okay, King Thutep here. We can go into normal stance. And I guess what we'll do is just have him get as close to Karak-Zorn as possible. Then we'll declare war on Karak-Zorn. And hopefully he'll be in range to reinforce. He is. Their army is not in range to reinforce, but they do have a relatively large army here. Dwarf warriors with great weapons, which do have a decent amount of armor. I'm hoping that we can actually win this. It's going to be difficult, I think, especially with Longbeards on the defense. And they have quite a lot of missile forces. Let's quick save it and fight it on the battle map. I feel like we pretty much have to win this in order to advance in the campaign. So even if we take a lot of losses, I'm not particularly concerned. It will be a worthy sacrifice at the end of the day. So we have a center gate. That is perfectly fine. I'm very tempted to have my Khemri and War Sphinx actually go to a different gate entirely. But yeah, I think what I'm going to do, we'll just have Settra and the Necrotect. See, the Necrotect can probably go up on the walls. We'll have the Khemri War Sphinx and Settra go to the gate and take that down. Then my Spearmen can quite simply just scale the walls. We're going to have the Skeleton Chariots and the Khemrian or the Nehekara Horsemen go in this gap down here so that they don't get shot at by anything. Let's gamble. Actually, let's not gamble because we're on 22. We'll start the battle. Just going to get my Spearmen to go up the walls like so. Then we'll have my Skeleton Archers move into range. Skeleton Chariots can go down here, although there is actually Thunderers on that wall. That's kind of annoying. There's also Quarrelers here. That's very frustrating. They don't have these towers activated though by the looks of things, so I might just be able to come over to this right side and sit over there. Khemri and War Sphinx can hit the gate with our leader Settra. I believe that's everyone moving, except this Necrotect. We'll get the Necrotect onto the wall. So our reinforcements are arriving. We'll have them all come over to the center with us. There we go. And then we'll have all our archers come over here as well. Are the archers in range? I don't think they are. No, we need to move forwards a bit more. It's important that we do get them in range, otherwise they won't be able to provide us with much support. Gonna have my chariots and so on move as far right as they can. We might even be able to try and get through this gate, honestly. Once we engage the Quarrelers, I think I can try and do that. Yes, Skeleton Archers, fire away. We're knocking down the gate, 76% weapon damage already. We're not actually doing too much damage with the archers, which is unfortunate. The missile damage on Skeleton Archers is not that high. Taking a lot of damage on these guys though, that's no fun. We're going to have to engage those Thunderers straight up, I think. Alright, time to charge through into the Longbeards. Pretty sure Settra and the Khemri and War Sphinx can have fun doing that. And well, since everyone else is occupied elsewhere, let's try and knock down this gate. We'll get the chariots in through there. Thutep, he can make his own way up onto the walls. Any other units we've forgotten about? Casket of Souls. I'm not sure what to use that on. I guess we could fire into the middle here on the gate. See if that does much damage. Not too much. Buff up our leader here, Settra. And we'll have him go at Thrund here. That charge is just awesome. I love it. Yeah, he's doing a lot of damage now. That's good. Well, my Necrotech's actually having a pretty hard time. He's being killed off by a Thane at the moment. We probably need to get him out of there. Let's bring him into the middle of my dudes. I don't want him to die. Well, looks like the Grudge Thrower's firing at my horsemen. We'll tuck them in as far as we can. Ooh, look at the amount of archers firing away now. That's what we like to see. Alright, let's get some more men onto these walls. Put ladders up where I haven't already. And then any troops that aren't moving can just climb up either side of the gate. Okay, we nearly killed their leader, I think. Let's just give him the extra bonus there. Because taking out Thrund Holdfast would be a very good thing for us to reduce the leadership of these dwarves. Oh, we did break through. Let's get the horsemen and so on inside. What we're going to do is probably just charge down their artillery. My Necrotech's fine. Units on the walls are slowly but surely dying. Come on, surely Settra can kill this guy. I love that we can see the dwarves just like flying around all over the place. Come on, Settra. Nice, yes, hit him again. Okay, we've made him rout. That's good. Make sure we get all of these guys to just keep running through. We don't want to be engaging them by the gate here. These dwarf warriors can go away. Enemy Lord is wounded. Nice. Good that we've got up onto this wall here. Doing loads of damage to these Thunderers. I feel like there's been a lot of friendly fire though throughout this game. So far. Throughout this battle. Enemy dwarf warriors there. Not really standing up to chariots very well. Okay, we finally have our hands on the Shabti. Let's get them to help out the Khemri and War Sphinx here. I'm not sure if there's any benefit of like spawning these like in enemy formations, or whether or not we should just do it like I'm doing, where we spawn them outside of the formations and let them sort of charge in.
Mightiest of kings.
I'll have the Casket of Souls like firing for this engagement with the Shabti. Should be okay. We've taken over the main square. Let's just charge through all of the retreating dudes. And this is just savage. I love it. It's like an absolute bulldozer of units. Let's stop the Casket of Souls from firing, because that's just going to hit friendly fire all the time now. And I'm pretty sure this is almost victory. Yeah, there we go. Good stuff. We'll end the battle there for a decisive victory. That's great. So we barely lost any units at the end of the day. I thought we'd lose quite a lot more trying to climb the walls there, but we were okay in the end. I think Settra himself did a lot of the work in that. The Necrotect also got 99 kills. That is not too bad. Let's go ahead and occupy Kallax. And that's put us in a pretty good spot in this province. That's also given us a gold mine, which is going to generate us an extra 150 income. Which is very nice indeed. We've also got ourselves another crypt barracks here. Loads and loads of Nehekara warriors available now. Also got 20 canopic jars from securing 4 provinces. And the minus enemy leadership in the local region is very nice for Settra. So at Khemri, I'm going to upgrade this to the Royal Barracks while I have the cash to do so. That will unlock some Tomb Guard for us. And we can recruit them later down the line. For now though, I'm pretty sure Settra's army is okay. He has leveled up. Extra unit capacity for Tomb Guard and Tomb Guard halberds would be really good actually, now that we can actually make them. So I'm very tempted to get Restless Minions. We could also go for Trampler of the Ages and move on to Immortal King of Nehekara, because that will give him a lot of charge bonus. For now though, I think the Restless Minions is a good shout. And that will hopefully allow us to build more Tomb Guard once the building is finished at Khemri. So 4 turns, we should have that available. Alright. We have a commandment available now in this province. Getting the minus construction costs would probably be a good idea. We could also go for the casualty replenishment rate, since I will likely have Settra in this province for at least a couple turns.
My dynasty reigns supreme.
Let's maybe
Submit to your king.
boot some units out of Thutep's army and get some more Nehekara warriors in there. That would be something to do if he was in a settlement, because we could get the global recruitment going. Although actually saying that, we wouldn't need global recruitment to recruit Nehekara warriors.
I alone shall
So let's boot this unit, because it has no veterancy. And we will replace that with some Nehekara warriors. I might also just boot these skeleton spearmen for even more, because they are definitely better than skeleton spearmen. They have much more weapon strength, much more melee attack, less melee defense, but higher leadership, more armor. Just in general, the Nehekara warriors are better for the infantry engagements. Alright.
Victory, yes!
So we're still a long way off getting 200 canopic jars, but we made a lot more this turn. We'll likely be under attack by Thingrim Clanbreaker in the next turn. So let's end the turn and let that happen, and we should be able to kill off Kallax for good. So he's gone ahead and sieged Kallax. That's okay. We weren't recruiting anything in Settra's army anyway. But that did stop the recruitment of the Nehekara warriors in Thutep, because the building to create Nehekara warriors is in Kallax. So that's kind of annoying. I'm going to move in with King Thutep here. And I think we're just going to auto-resolve this. Hopefully that didn't kill any of our units. No, it didn't. And we can harvest their organs for more canopic jars. And that's going to kill Thingrim Clanbreaker as well. Kallax is destroyed. Nice and quick. Okay, we've got the extra replenishment, so you can see that is taking effect here. Crazy stuff. Let's make sure we get those Nehekara warriors built up. And I think I might put a couple in Settra's army as well. So let's merge some of these spearmen. We'll put a couple of Nehekara warriors in there. Okay, Rahashen has leveled up. Boost income is the constant local effect. Not so useful if Settra is going walkies. So maybe it'd be worth having a look at increasing unit capacity for some of the different constructs that we will have access to in the future. For example, the Ushabti here. If we get the inscription of repair at rank 10, we can unlock the extra unit capacity for Ushabti, which would be very nice indeed. For now, we'll go for the Indomitable Will, and that will make the Necrotect a lot stronger in the long run once we go down that line. So local recruitment is full. King Thutep leveled up after that attack, and he can finish off Canopic Jar Hoarder, and that should give us more at every end turn. Settlement upgrade available in the Southlands World's Edge Mountains. I think what I'm going to do is, at the Springs of Eternal Life, get the marble, because that will increase our trade income. We're now going to start building the salt here at the salt plain, and I'm going to remove this obelisk and change it for the desert lookout. Pretty sure that's the best option. Not much point building these ancient battle sites in the quicksand swamp, or even the statuary of Khemri. Well, we could do that in order to unlock more Ushabti, but in general I don't really agree with building buildings that can go higher than rank 3 in a rank 3 settlement, because it seems like a waste. We still have plenty of cash left, so let's maybe invest that in upgrading settlements at the Southlands World's Edge Mountains. Mount Arachnos has access to exotic animals. Let's build up the Mastaba here. Now that costs more because it's an unpleasant climate. But fortunately we do have the cost reduction on settlement buildings. Let's go ahead and end the turn. So we've made good progress. We've built up our armies again. We've taken out Zorn. It's left us in a position of power now to start travelling down to the second book of Nagash. Sudenburg has been destroyed, but we're going to be making our way down here to this rogue army. Doesn't look like the last defenders are having a very good time at the Golden Tower. I believe that used to be theirs. But yeah, that has been my time, so this is where I'm going to have to leave it. We'll move on with King Thutep and Settra in the next episode. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.